Well, hello and welcome to the Q&A. I'm Tony Vlahos for Execunet. Thanks as always for tuning in. There's growing awareness of the need for equity, diversity, and inclusion at all levels of the workplace. Not just because giving fair opportunities to all is the right thing to do, but because it helps companies better innovate and compete. Yet numerous studies show the number of diverse professionals, say on boards and in C-suite roles, range from, shall we say, not great to dismal. Why is this so, and what needs to be done about it? And why is this so hard for many of us to talk about? Joining me to share their views and experiences are acclaimed senior level executive career coach, Execunet's own Harriet Lowenthal, and Talia Fox, who's CEO of Kusai Global. My hope is that we will all learn more about what we need to do to develop and embed authentic processes that build DEI into our hiring practices, our roles as leaders, and into the fabric of our organizations. It's really important stuff and part of our daily commitment here at Execunet to connect with people like Talia and Harriet, who you can listen to and learn from and create the type of career and organization you want. So with that, welcome Harriet and Talia.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tony, so much. Excited to be a part of this conversation.
And lovely to have you, Talia. Let's begin with introductions. I said just a couple of words about you, but Talia, you first. Please tell our audience just a little bit about yourself.
I love introducing myself because I have to give a caveat of my ulterior motive. I've been doing diversity and executive leadership strategy for a very long time, but my journey started off as a single mom who really was trying to figure out how to be a boss in an organization when I had so many other challenges at home. And so I decided to create this very strategic plan on how I could be so valuable, and that value would lead me to the ability and access to be completely authentic and to be able to be the mom that I was, to be able to be a Black female, but I was going to be the most valuable person on the team. And so I turned that strategy and how to create value within organizations into an entire business that has grown over 400% over the last several years to teach other professionals, particularly Black women, Black leaders, and to support organizations, high-level leaders, on what we need to do to embrace talent and to extract maximum value from its people. So my ulterior motive is I'm very interested in organizations. I'm interested in the bottom line, but my real interest is for people to feel happy and to feel powerful in their aim to maximize potential. So just a little bit about me, and we'll share some more stories as we continue forth.
Absolutely. Harriet, please tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Well, I often say that I've been doing this work my entire life, and in many ways I have. I had the opportunity to grow up in Southern California, where I was the only Black student K through 12. So it was because of my family or because of college that I really began to see the world differently, both culturally, religiously, and otherwise. Fast forward, I found myself at Amoco Corporation before it was acquired by BP, and our president, chairman, CEO at the time, Larry Fuller, had attended an executive development program at Harvard and came back and recognized that the organization had not paid as much attention to its people side of the business as it had to the technical and profitability side of the business. So we started an effort, which I was an integral part of, called the Renewal Initiative, where we looked at all human resource practices over the course of 2 years. And one of those was establishing kind of a GE Crotonville, if you will, learning institute, where our senior leaders came and for the first time actually heard about strategy and so on. But part of that was the message about diversity. So we're talking late 80s, early 90s that I began doing this work formally, if you will, at a corporate level. And that's kind of continued in many ways. I also found myself drawn to the Anti-Defamation League, ADL, where pre-COVID anyway, I facilitated workshops for students and educators in everything from inclusion to fighting hate, teaching about the Holocaust, even educating police officers on implicit bias. So this is my life's work. I am delighted to bring it to the ExecuNet stage where I can marry it together with the coaching and the work, Tony, that we do with many of our members.
Well, thank you, Harriet. I'm delighted to have you both with me. And I also love just how inclusive your statements were. And we're going to come back to that theme repeatedly over the next hour. I did promise data. I know our audience loves the data. And here is some. Kim was going to fire it up. There we are. It's part of a recent diversity and inclusion report produced by our friends at DDI World. The report, by the way, is available to everyone listening in its entirety. I think it's in the handout section, you're right, and you can access that whenever you wish. We probably will be sending you an email as well where you can get access to it. So please read it, enjoy it. The findings are based on responses from over 2,000 HR executives,